Welcome to another Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union broadcast of Lumberjack basketball. Join us as we bring you the action live from the court with Tim Parrish. We want to take a moment to thank all of our Lumberjack sports sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Now for the countdown to tip-off with Tim Parrish, and go Lumberjacks! And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here in Potlatch, Idaho, home of the Loggers, as your Lumberjack boys get set for their second game of the season against the Potlatch Loggers. C-team played earlier this afternoon, and they won their game. JV team not quite faring as well, about three-quarters of the way through the third period. It's 44-27 in favor of the Potlatch Loggers JV team. And then we'll have our varsity action coming up here shortly. So get ready. Probably going to be a pretty fun game here in Potlatch tonight. Lumberjack boys will be back at home on Saturday, where they're going to host a tough Kendrick team for their home opener. So mark your calendars for that game. It'll be at 1:30 for the varsity in St. Mary's on Saturday. With that, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back with our senior spotlight. Our senior spotlight tonight features Xavier Sloper.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. When you think of Potlatch Deltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about Potlatch Deltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, Potlatch Deltic is more than some company in St. Mary's. Potlatch Deltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group, or giving a high schooler a summer job that could very well turn into a career, Potlatch Deltic is there for our community. We, for one, want to thank Potlatch Deltic for what they do and hope that you will also. Potlatch Deltic, proud supporters of, well, St. Mary's.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24-plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
And it's time for our senior spotlight. And tonight's senior spotlight is Lumberjack senior Xavier Sloper. Hey, Xavier, thanks for talking to us.
Thanks for talking to me, Tim. Thank you.
First question for you is, what sports do you play?
I play basketball and golf.
All right. Which one is your favorite and why?
I would say basketball just because I just like the bonding with the team. I've grew up around basketball. My whole family played basketball, and it's just really fun to be around the guys.
What has playing sports taught you?
It's taught me a lot. It's taught me discipline. It's taught me how to just push through the hard times, the hard part of the game, and it's taught me a lot of stuff.
Dealing with injuries.
Oh yeah, dealing with injuries is a big one.
Thankfully, you've only had to deal with one injury so far in your, I think, right, high school career.
Thankfully. Thankfully.
What's your favorite thing about playing sports?
My favorite thing is probably just being around the guys. Like I said, I mean, it's fun just to hang out with the team and like team dinners, going to practice. I just feel I'm excited to go around and have that other family there for me.
What is your least favorite thing?
Least favorite thing is probably the conditioning, especially at practice. It gets a little rough sometimes.
What is your favorite pro sports team and player?
My favorite pro sports team is the New England Patriots, and my favorite player is the quarterback, Jake.
What are your goals this year on and off the court?
My goals this year is just become the best version of me I can be, and then hopefully help my team go to state, possibly win a state championship, like I've been talking to the team about, and I just think I'm really excited for this team. So I think that's the goal.
All right, we're talking with Xavier Sloper, our senior spotlight. We'll take a quick break and be back with more. Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau Insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Dad, pothole.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With services like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires. That's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Linker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in Park, right?
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those Lumberjacks.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!" And this is our senior spotlight. We're talking with Xavier Sloper, Lumberjack Senior. What are your plans after high school?
My plans after high school, I want to hopefully go and play college basketball somewhere, wherever I can get looked at.
What is your favorite subject in school?
Favorite subject, probably government. I really like the teacher. So,
It always helps.
oh yeah.
Who's somebody that you look up to?
Somebody that I look up to is my grandpa, who just taught me so much about life, sports, and just everything in general.
Do your teammates have a nickname for you?
Yeah, they usually just call me X.
That's pretty obvious, I think.
Yeah, pretty obvious.
What is your most memorable moment so far in your high school career?
Probably going down to state freshman year and just being in a room with Trace Wicks, Tyler Renner, and Jack Barda, and just that whole team. That was just a super fun team to be around.
Who would you like to thank?
I would like to thank Coach Chase, especially my family, my friends, and all my teammates. And I mean, especially give thanks to Coach Chase just because he's done so much for me and the team dinners he puts on, and all he does in the community, all he helps with. I would just really like to.
All right. Well, X, we want to wish you good luck this year in your senior year and beyond. And thanks for talking to us again.
Thank you, Tim. I appreciate it.
In our senior spotlight with Xavier Sloper, we'll take a quick break and come back with more after this.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Where can you turn for that friendly hand of support? Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
Tim Parrish here at Potlatch High School as we get set for Lumberjack boys basketball here tonight. Rough evening outing for the JV boys here this evening. They are trailing 62-33 with just 3.5 to go in the fourth. This is the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip off. This is just the second action of the season for the Lumberjack boys. And again, had 3 games today. So the JV and C team get a lot of work early on as the C team and JV played up in Sandpoint. They played down here today as well. I was talking to Coach Chase before the game, and I thought it's a pretty smart thing for the C team to have the C team. The Lumberjacks have about, well, let me count them up here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have 11 freshmen on their JV team. So when they play a C team game, all of those freshmen are suited for that C team game. And then pretty much all those same players play in the JV game. So they're getting double work, double reps, double time, everything to help improve. And that's actually probably going to pay dividends in the future for these freshmen and even these younger guys that are on the JV team. So pretty good tactic or a pretty good thing to do if you're the Lumberjacks. Anyways, let's get back into our countdown to tip-off. We'll take a look at league standings right now. None of the teams in the boys' action have played any league games just yet. Orofino, though, sits up on top of the standings overall, 3-0 on the season. They beat Timberlake in their last game, 59-26. They will play a league matchup tomorrow. They're going to be hosting Kellogg up in Orofino. The Kellogg Wildcats, they're 2-2 on the season. They lost to Lakeland 49-45 in their last game. They will be at Orofino tomorrow. Priest River is 1-1 on the season. They lost to Timberlake 68-42, but then they beat Newport last night 54-52. And they're going to be hosting Grangeville on Saturday. So the more league matchups there for the Central Idaho League. St. Mary's comes into tonight's game with an 0-1 record. They lost a tight game to Sandpoint, 69-59. And, of course, here at Potlatch tonight, they will be hosting a tough Kendrick team on Saturday. Kendrick is the defending state champs in their classification. The Grangeville Bulldogs off to a rough start, 0-3 on the season. They lost 67-38 to Prairie, and then they lost 52-51 to Moscow. They will be hosting Nez Perce tomorrow. So that's a look at your standings for the Central Idaho League. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union Countdown Tip-Off after a word from our sponsors. For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and, of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today. The name says it all. Taco Bout It. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco Bout It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from XXX Feeds. Taco Bout It has too many tacos to list, so you will just have to try them all. Call in your order 208-582-8533, or just stop by. Taco Bout It, located across the street from XXX Feeds in St. Mary's. When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks. If you know which side of a saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's. Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Fall is coming, and of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. Triple X Feeds has magnetic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. Triple X Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw. And if you have some four-legged woodland friends that look a little hungry, Triple X Feeds can keep you loaded up on deer feed and deer blocks. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's today.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Joe Oil isn't just a fuel delivery company. They provide a much larger service than most people realize. St. Joe Oil can sell you a brand new Toyo oil stove and install it for you, and also keep your oil tank full. Not only that, St. Joe Oil plays a very critical role in our local industries. From logging to farming, St. Joe Oil keeps the fuel tanks full. From heating oil to off-road diesel and everything in between, call St. Joe Oil 208-245-2123. That's 208-245-2123. St. Joe Oil.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Tim Parrish back here at Potlatch High School. It is the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip-off. The Lumberjacks and the Loggers getting ready to do battle. JV, tough night for them. They lose by 30 to the Potlatch Loggers JV, 67-37. So really a tough evening for the JV team for St. Mary's. But we'll see what they can do and bounce back when they play Kendrick on Saturday in St. Mary's. A little bit of an extended break there, but we are here back, and we'll get you a quick look at the power rankings and coaches polls, which that's all they have out right now. Idaho Sports Power Rankings and the coaches poll. Too early in the season for Max Preps and media polls. Still a little bit too early in boys basketball for that as well. But according to Idaho Sports, the top 5 for them in 3A basketball is New Plymouth, Nampa Christian, Westside, Wendell, and believe it or not, the Orofino Maniacs right now sitting at number 5. Some of that probably because of their 3-0 start to the season. So we'll see how things go as the season continues on. In the coaches poll, this is the preseason coaches poll. So this is just the Central Idaho League. So St. Mary's got voted as the team probably to be the district champs this year, or at least the league champs. Tied for second is Kellogg and Orofino, and then Priest River with Grangeville rounding out the top 5 for the coaches poll. I know we just got done with a pretty long break, but we're going to take another break. We'll be back with more of the P1FCU countdown to tip-off after this.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. Does your furry friend need a bath? Don't want to deal with the hassle and the mess from bathing your furry friend? Make an appointment with Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop today.
Barks and Bubbles, located at 402 North 10th Street in St. Mary's, will have your furry friend looking and feeling like $1,000,000 in no time. And guess what? No mess at home, no scratches, and no getting soaked from head to toe. Let Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop handle the work. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop also offers pet boarding. Call for an appointment today at 208-245-5755. That's 208-245-5755. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop in St. Mary's. There's a new shop on Main Street in St. Mary's. It's a gift shop. It's a home decor shop. It's a jewelry shop. It's a shop of bare necessities. Bare Necessities Trading Company is located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's and has just about anything you could think of. From rocks and minerals to specialty foods, knives, and handcrafted soaps and lotions, there really is too much to list. So stop by Bare Necessities Trading Company today and pick up a gift, something new for your house, or a cup of coffee. That's Bare Necessities Trading Company, located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's. It's the 12 Deals of Christmas at the Country Fair on Main Street in St. Mary's. And the savings are big, like 40% off all Columbia and 40% off all camo. Whether you're starting or finishing your Christmas shopping, you'll find gifts, gear, and stocking stuffers for everyone on your list. Plus, tons of in-store specials you'll have to see to believe. Come check out the selection and the prices. You won't be disappointed. The Country Fair right on Main Street in St. Mary's. When you gotta go, make sure you're good to go with St. Joe Potty Huts. From construction sites to community events, weddings to weekend gatherings, St. Joe Potty Huts keeps it clean, convenient, and odor-free. Local, dependable, and fast. Your restroom solution is just a call away at 208-245-4887. For clean units, quick delivery, and service you can count on, choose St. Joe Potty Huts, serving St. Mary's and the St. Joe Valley. Call 208-245-4887 and keep your event running smoothly.
Nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. When you think of Potlatch Deltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about Potlatch Deltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, Potlatch Deltic is more than some company in St. Mary's. Potlatch Deltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group, or giving a high schooler a summer job that could very well turn into a career, Potlatch Deltic is there for our community. We, for one, want to thank Potlatch Deltic for what they do and hope that you will also. Potlatch Deltic, proud supporters of, well, St. Mary's.
And we are back. Tim Parrish here at Potlatch High School. This is the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip-off as the Lumberjacks taking on the Loggers. And back to our pregame, a little recap of what's going on around the area. Lumberjack girls basketball off to a tough start this season, 0-2 in league play, 0-4 overall. They lost 55-25 here at Potlatch on Tuesday. They are at Priest River tonight for a league matchup. That game actually started at 6 p.m., so I have no ideas on where that game is or how it's going, but we hope they are doing okay and wish them luck up there. The wrestling team, they will be at the George Wild tournament this Friday and Saturday. That'll be in Kellogg, so we want to wish them luck. They actually had a duel in Moscow the other day, and they had a draw with Moscow, and Moscow just edged them out due to however wrestling works. To be honest, I'm not really sharp in my wrestling rules. So there's that. Over at the Lakeside Knights side of things, the Lakeside boys basketball 2-0 in league, 4-0 overall. They beat Genesis Preparatory Academy 110-17 the other night. They are at Coeur de Christ Academy on Friday. The girls, Lakeside Knights, 1-0 in league play, 4-1 overall. They beat Pinnett out of Washington 66-17. They are at Timberlake tonight. The Kootenai Warriors, their boys are 0-2 on the season, lost 47-33 at Post Falls. Playing their C team, they host Genesis Prep tomorrow. The Kootenai girls 0-1. They lost 39-19 to Lake City JV. They will be hosting Kootenai Classical Academy on the 13th. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back and try to get through a look at the Sandpoint game for St. Mary's and then a quick look at the Potlatch Loggers.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Idaho. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the IHSAA and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, well, well. Are you in need of a reputable, experienced, and knowledgeable well drilling and pump company? Look no further than Interstate Drilling and Pump. Interstate Drilling and Pump drills new wells, deepens existing wells, installs and repairs pumps, and does well testing both for water quality and gallons per minute. Interstate Drilling and Pump has 24 plus years of experience and serves from Moscow to Rathdrum and the Silver Valley. Well, what are you waiting for? Get on their schedule today. That's Interstate Drilling and Pump, 208-245-5101. 208-245-5101, Interstate Drilling and Pump.
Tim Parrish back here at Potlatch High School. Potlatch's #1 Federal Credit Union countdown to tip off as the Lumberjacks taking on the Loggers here tonight. Recap Sandpoint real quick. Forgot my other stats, so I do have these. That game, St. Mary's lost it 69-59 to the Sandpoint Bulldogs. The Bulldogs had a pretty good night shooting the ball. The Bulldogs were 50% from two-point range, 46% from three-point range, 48% overall from the field, 65% from the charity stripe. On the flip side, St. Mary's was 40% from two-point range, which is a very strong number. You'll take that as a head coach. Also, 36% from three-point range is still not a bad number. Overall field goal percentage was 38%. Where the Lumberjacks struggled was at the charity stripe, and that very well cost them the game on that night, as they only shot 42% from the free throw line, and Sandpoint shot 65%. If St. Mary's shoots 65% in that game, St. Mary's could possibly have the lead at the end. Another number that was detrimental to the Lumberjacks was 17 turnovers, and Sandpoint scored 13 points off of those turnovers. On the other side of the stat sheet, the Sandpoint Bulldogs only turned it over 15 times, which is still too many if you're the head coach, and St. Mary's only capitalized 8 points off of those turnovers. So between free throws and turnovers, I believe, in my opinion, that is how the Lumberjacks lost that game. They very well could have won that game. St. Mary's did get 14 points contributed off the bench, so another good number. J.J. Yearout, senior, he scored 27 against the Bulldogs. He had 7 rebounds. He shot just 43% from the free throw line, had 5 steals on the night. Jackson Harold, he had 8 points with 3 rebounds. He was 2 for 2 from the charity stripe. Landon Ribrick had 8 points with 4 rebounds. Brock Barta had 6 points with 2 rebounds. He shot 75% from the charity stripe. Jack Barta was 6 points, 4 rebounds. And Isaiah Gustav had 4 points with 6 rebounds in that matchup against the Sandpoint Bulldogs. Now taking a quick look at the Potlatch Loggers. Potlatch, they are 2A White Pine Conference. They're coached by Ryan Ball in his 10th season. Last year, they were 11 of 13 overall, 4 of 8 in their league play. This year, they're 1-1 overall, 1-0 in league play. They lost 69-42 to Lakeside, and they beat Troy 62-33. Key returners for them, a couple of senior guards, Chase Lavelle and Jamison Morris. Incoming player to look at for the Loggers here tonight is senior forward Braden Brown. He missed the last 2 seasons due to injuries, and some players lost last year to graduation. Everett Lavelle, he was their leading scorer, rebounder, and their best defender. He was also first team All-State. So that is what we have as far as the Potlatch Loggers are concerned for tonight's matchup. Both teams are getting ready for the opening ceremonies. The girls' game last week, or on Tuesday, I should say, had a player sing the national anthem. So we're going to wait and see how they do the national anthem here and see if we're going to keep it here on the air or if we'll take a break during the national anthem. We will have a special guest with us tonight. I'm not sure how much talking he's going to want to do on the air. I didn't get his last name, but it's Tice Frazier. And he is a young budding broadcaster and goes to school in Post Falls. It's kind of cool. I've always tried to find somebody from our own school that was interested in broadcast. Usually the ones that are, or that are interested or good at like stats and stuff, are playing the game, so I can't get them to come up and help me. Makes sense. Have you watched a lot of St. Mary's basketball?
Not this year, but past years, yes.
All right. Let's see what the national anthem's going to look like tonight.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
So for the girls' game there tonight, we had a very talented young lady from Potlatch that sang the national anthem. Tonight, we just get the Pledge of Allegiance, I guess.
All right, let's do tonight's starting lineup.
So we'll start with the starters for the Lumberjacks.
A 5'8" senior, number 3.
Our
Jack
first starter
Barda.
will be a senior, number 3, Jack Barda for the Lumberjacks.
16 senior.
We got our
number 4,
6'2 senior, number 4, JJ Yearout.
6'2 senior, number 5.
6'2 senior, number 5, it's Isaiah Gustav.
6'7 junior, number 21.
We got the 6'7 junior, number 21, Landon Aribrick.
6 foot senior, number 32, Xavier Sloper.
And then we've got senior Xavier Sloper, number 32. Of course, the Lumberjacks are coached by Brian Chase, assisted by Donnie Eberlin, Shep, Taryn Dolman, and Randy Beckler. We've got a lot of help there for that. So our starters for the Loggers, the number 2, Trey McGallion.
Senior, number 4,
The number 4, Chase Lavelle, he's a senior.
Senior, number 23.
The number 3, a senior, Jamison Morris.
Senior, number 24, Braden Brown.
Next starter is number 24, Braden Brown. He is the senior.
Senior, number 30.
And then the junior, number 30, Brody Mitchell.
Your Loggers are coached by Mr. Ryan Ball.
There. Loggers are coached by Ryan Ball.
Are you sure?
Just don't yell too much. There's a mic right in front of you. Not yet. So the Lumberjacks wearing their green and gold. The Loggers white and green. St. Mary's will be going right to left on your radio dial. JJ Yearout wins the opening tip. St. Mary's will control the offense first. Jack Barda controls it for St. Mary's across that midcourt circle. Swings it to the left side to Gustav. Got a full house here at Potlatch. JJ to the free throw line, kicks it out to Barda. Barda takes it back up to the top of the key, just off to the right side. Looking for a screen, gets it out to Yearout. Yearout give and go to Ribrick. Ribrick is going to get fouled as he drives from the baseline. And that first foul goes against Trey McGallion. And it'll send Ribrick to the free throw line. First time for him to the charity stripe this season. And he's going to sink the first free throw. Lumberjacks take the early lead 1-0. Let's see if St. Mary's can shoot a little bit better than 42% from the charity stripe tonight. Next shot on the way, that one off the back of the rim. It's no good. Loggers chase down the rebound. I probably jinxed him by saying that right out the gate. Loggers have the ball. It's into the hands of Lavelle. They're trying to feed it down underneath. It's going to be tipped out of bounds by the Lumberjacks. Loggers will keep possession. They'll inbound from baseline. Chase Lavelle to trigger it in. Lavelle looking for his options. Lumberjacks look to be in a zone. Up to the top of the key, right side, into the hands of Mitchell. Mitchell swings it to the top, around to the left side now. Potlatch working against the Lumberjack zone. Looks like a man defense now. Right wing. Takes a step around, year out. Shot is up. It's no good. Rebound goes to Ribrick. Lumberjacks will take it the other way on offense. Ahead to Sloper, left side. Sloper's going to take the three. It's back iron. It's no good. Rebound is going to go out of bounds. Last touched by St. Mary's. Give a team rebound to the Loggers. And Potlatch will inbound from the side court. Lumberjacks, a little bit of pressure in the backcourt. JJ, you're out applying pressure to McGallion. McGallion across the sideline, timeline on the near side. Now to get it to the right wing. Double teaming him down there in the wing. He's going to drive. Oh, going to trip and lose his footing is Brody Mitchell. But they're going to call a foul against the Lumberjacks. And that'll be Landon Ribrick's first foul. Team foul number 1 for St. Mary's. Loggers inbound baseline. Into the left side of the floor, down low post. Tries to get up around Year Out. Can't get a good clean shot. Year Out with the rebound. Year Out dishes it out to Sloper, right corner. Sloper spins in towards the blocks. Going to get the ball bumped up, tied up. And it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow will favor Potlatch. Defense of the Loggers collapsed in on him. Potlatch again. They find a guy down on the blocks, but St. Mary's quickly down there. JJ Yearout strips the ball out of the hands, and St. Mary's gets the turnover. JJ to Gustav. Gustav puts a shot up. It bounces around the rim and falls off. Ribrick had the rebound. Ball goes out of bounds off of Potlatch. So St. Mary's will inbound from baseline. Triggering it in will be Sloper. Sloper, I call him the X factor this year. St. Mary's was without him last year due to injury. Left wing, Sloper now backs his way into the paint. Sloper goes up strong and puts it in. 3-0, St. Mary's with the early lead. 2 minutes gone, only 3 points on the board. Been a defensive battle early on. Loggers have the ball up top, left side. Out, long three on the way. That's going to be nothing but net. Nice shot there by Chase Lavelle. And the Loggers tie things up. First tie of the contest. Barta controls it for St. Mary's, gets it to Ribrick. Up top, they're looking into Sloper. Sloper goes up strong, leaves the shot a little short. Rebound goes to Potlatch. Loggers bringing it the other way, looking for their first lead. Lavelle has it. He's going to look to the right side of the blocks, goes back left, into the hands of McGallion, now to the top of the key. Mitchell triggers the three. Ball tipped up after the miss. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll be off of the Loggers, so St. Mary's will get a team rebound. And they'll inbound from baseline. Bringing it down is Jack Barta. Jack working from the right side of the floor. Down to the corner, give and go to Ribrick. Ribrick has the ball poked away and deflected out of bounds by the Loggers. It'll stay with St. Mary's. Isaiah Gustav gets a breather. Jackson Harold checks in for the Lumberjacks, the junior. Into the left wing, down to the corner. JJ, quick grab and shoot. Misses everything on that three. Rebound goes to the Loggers, and ball is deflected out of bounds by St. Mary's. Possession will stay with Potlatch. Inbounding it will be Morris. Lumberjacks again with some pressure in the backcourt. Loggers get it across. They find an open guy. Can't get the shot to go. Rebound to Harold. Lumberjacks will take it the other way. Barta, right side. Now to Year Out, up top of the key. He's guiding Ribrick. Ribrick in the lane. He's going to try to spin to go up. He'll be fouled. Second foul on the Loggers. First foul on Braden Brown. Hunter Redmond checks in for the Loggers. Coming in for St. Mary's is Brock Barta, getting a breather. Sloper. And that shot is up and good. I believe it was Jackson Harrell. Might have been an assist there, but I was distracted for a second. That ball's going to be tipped up in the air. St. Mary's almost gets a steal, and then they do get a steal. I'm going to give that steal to 3 points to give it to Barta. Barta, Jack with the 3-point shot. He misses it. Rebound to the Loggers, and they go the other way. 5-3, St. Mary's with the lead. JJ playing some stiff defense there on Morris. Loggers have the ball in the right corner, and we're going to get a foul against the Lumberjacks, I believe. Barta gets a hold on him. That's the second team foul against St. Mary's. 5-3 is the score. 4:08 to go in the first period. St. Mary's with the 2-point lead. Really low scoring affair to get things started here tonight. Loggers going to have that pass knocked down. I'm going to call a deflection for Barta. Jack thought, well, they're going to give the ball to St. Mary's. So I'm going to call turnover there on the Loggers. I think Jack didn't like the fact the coach for the Loggers grabbed that ball. That's a bad in. Well, it was a bad pass in for St. Mary's. Looking for Ribrick. It was over his head, but the Loggers deflected out of bounds. So St. Mary's catches a break. Isaiah Gustav's going to come back in. Landon Ribrick gets a breather. Lumberjacks have it. Barta corner. Back up to Brock Barta, top of the key. It's always tough when the Twins are in. Got to call them by their first name. Brock Barta is going to take the three. It's no good. Rebound to the Loggers and a foul against St. Mary's. I believe that's Jackson Harold picking up foul number 3. Again, St. Mary's bringing that pressure in the backcourt. They got 3 men in the backcourt. Actually, Harold up there as well. Loggers get it up near the timeline. Still in the backcourt, though. Lumberjacks getting the pressure. Ball loose. Loggers able to keep control. Right wing, top of the key. Now they switch it to the left side of the floor. Lumberjacks in a zone, I believe. Or there might be a little bit of a man/zone. I'm not sure. Driving to the elbow. Tying the ball up is Jack Barta. As the Loggers tried to drive the left side of the floor down to the high post, and Barta gets his hands on the ball. Jump ball. Ball goes over to the Lumberjacks. 3:32 to go first period. Still 5-3. Lumberjacks with the lead. Barta to Barta. Brock working left side. Going to get a little shake and bake. Gets the defender off his feet. Kicks the ball over to his brother on the right wing. Out of the gear out. Gustav. Gustav's going to spin, shoot, count the bucket and the foul. That foul is going to go against Brody Mitchell, his first. He'll send Gustav to the free throw line. Checking out is Jack Barta. Xavier Sloper will come back into the game. 7-3, St. Mary's leads. Largest lead of the contest for the Lumberjacks. Gustav with the free throw. The and one, in and out. Free throw. I know there's only been, I think, 3 free throws shot, but St. Mary's is 1 for 3 from the charity stripe to start this night. Loggers have the ball on the left side of the floor. Gustav out in defense on Mitchell. Now they switch it to the right side. Into the hands of McGallion. Now back to the right again. Looking to the elbow. Free throw line. Going to try to step through the defense. And he's going to get called for a travel. I believe it was Marshall. Tried to step through the 2 Lumberjack defenders. So St. Mary's will bring it back down after the turnover on Potlatch. 7-3 the score. Lumberjacks lead. 2:40 to go in the first period. Year out. Spins. Nice move. Losing the defense. Knocks it down from the short corner on the right side or left side. 9-3. St. Mary's with a 6-point lead. Loggers working out left side of the floor. St. Mary's trying to get a trap. Now they're trying to pass a little skip pass to the low post. It's going to come off of Harold's foot. It'll be a kick ball. Ball will stay with Potlatch. Ribrick checks back in. Oh, now we're going to get a timeout. JJ Yearout came out. I think it's Might have been St. Mary's with the, no, it was Potlatch with the full timeout. 9-3, St. Mary's leads it. We'll be back after this.
Tax time is here again. I know, it's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life. Plus, they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
And we are back. Loggers inbound after the timeout. They have it on the left side. Now they switch it to the right side of the floor. Into the hands of Lavelle. Lavelle backs it to the midcourt circle. Brock Barta in defense on him. Looks to be a zone from St. Mary's. Back to the right side, just inside three-point range. Now to the top of the key, right corner. Loggers still being patient with their possession. Back to the top of the key, shot clock winding down. 3 on the way, no good. Rebound to Sloper. Lumberjacks will bring it the other way after the missed 3. Score 9-3, under 2 to go in the first period. St. Mary's on top. You're out, set to check back in. Going to get it to a cutting Gustav, and Gustav lays it up and in off the glass. Nice move by the Lumberjacks. Gustav cut from the left to the right into the lane, and Ribrick just kind of shovel passed it to him. Made for a fairly easy layup for Gustav. 11-3, St. Mary's leads by 8. And we're going to get a steal by St. Mary's. I believe that was Harold. Turnover, Potlatch. Gustav has the ball right side. He's going to test the waters. Up the free throw line. Pull up jumper. It's up and good. Lumberjacks up by 10. 13-3. It's again pressure from St. Mary's in the backcourt. They get it ahead to the top of the key into the hands of McGallion. He moves to the left side of the floor. He's getting stood up, and he gets forced to travel by Brock Barta, and it's a turnover on the Loggers. Jackson Harold comes out. JJ back into the game. Got to start my clock on the tablet here. Brock Barta controls it for St. Mary's, swings it to JJ on the right. That ball almost poked away from Rubrick. He's going to spin and just take the shot. It is off the mark. Rebound goes to the Loggers, and we're going to get a foul there against Brock Barta, and that, I believe, is his second foul. So his brother, Jack, will check back in for him. 45 seconds on the clock. 13-3, Lumberjacks lead in the first period. Bringing it down far side is McGallion for the Loggers. Now he gets to the midcourt circle. Gustav on him, swings it to the left side. Into the hands of Chittick. Chittick back to Lavelle. Lavelle top of the key. Now they swing it back to the left corner. Lumberjacks defense not giving them any good looks to penetrate inside the three-point line. Back to the left or the right side, just on the free throw extended. They're trying a little pass inside. It's going to be thrown right to Barta. Going to give Barta a steal there, turnover. St. Mary's, I don't know if that was a shot, a turnover, or what against the Lumberjacks back the other way. But then we do get a steal by Barta. And JJ Year out trying to throw down the slam, and he's not going to get it to go. And that's how the first period will come to an end. 13-3, St. Mary's leads the Loggers. We'll be back.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Dad, pothole.
Got it.
So Les Schwab Tires makes my job easy. With services like brakes, steering, and alignment. Those cheap tire centers just throw on tires, and that's it. Now, I'm not telling people how to do their job. Blinker. I'm just glad Les Schwab takes safety as seriously as me.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab tires. Doing the right thing since 1952.
It's in park, right?
Archie's IGA is not only a proud supporter of Lumberjack sports, but a proud supporter of the St. Mary's community and shopping locally. When you shop local, you help businesses support other local businesses, as well as helping your local businesses to provide jobs. Did you know that local business taxes help maintain communities and counties by fixing roads and maintaining recreational facilities? Local business owners invest in the community and have a vested interest in the future of our community. So won't you help Archie's IGA by supporting your local businesses and shop locally? Oh yeah, and let's not forget those lumberjacks.
We are back. Loggers have the ball on the start of the second quarter. 13-3, St. Mary's with the lead. Holding the Loggers only one bucket in the first period. Left side, Chase Lavelle. Now they swing it to the right side, down to the corner. Still working from the right side. Harold on defense. Now back to the top of the key. Into the hands of Chittick. Chittick trying to feed it inside, and nobody there to receive the ball. Turnover on the Loggers. 13-3, St. Mary's leads. Bringing it down for the Lumberjacks is Jack Barta. Jack across the timeline. Swings it over to Sloper. Sloper working the right side into the paint to Gustav. Now they're trying to find Year Out, and the Loggers will get a steal. Turnover by Isaiah. Loggers working the other way. Lavelle's going to drive to the left side of the blocks, kicks the ball back out to the top of the key. Thought about a three for a second was Morris. Decided not to. Then instead it's Chittick. His shot is no good. Rebound goes to Sloper. Sloper over to Jack Barta, left wing. Jack thought about a three, decided not to. Harold in the corner. Had an open look at three, didn't take it. Still working left side. Jack Barta is going to take the three. Nothing but net from Jack Barta. JJ with the assist. And the Lumberjacks stretch it to a 13-point lead. 16-13. Loggers working right side. Tried to penetrate, back out. Now to the free throw line. Kicking it out towards the timeline. Now stood up at the left side is Lavelle. He gets the ball out to Morris. Cross-court pass, trying to find Hunter Redmond in the right corner. A little bit too high on the pass. Turnover on Potlatch. 6:26 to go in the half. 16-3, St. Mary's lead. St. Mary's made a substitution. It was Landon Ribrick coming in for Gustav. And Jack Barta will bring it across for the Lumberjacks. Crosses the timeline, swings it to the left side, back to the top, and around the horn to the right side. Looking to the post. Going to get a jumper from Ribrick. It won't fall in. Rebound goes to the Loggers. Potlatch looking for their second bucket of the game. Their first bucket came within about 2 or 3 minutes of the first period. They haven't scored since. Good defense by the Lumberjacks, and Year Out's going to deflect that ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Potlatch with 19 on the shot clock. Inbounding it from the side court will be Jay Marshall for the Loggers. He's going to get it to the wing, now to the left side. Left wing is Chittick, looking for a guy in the paint. Does get it to him. Lavelle spins, can't get an open shot. Finally is able to get a little bit of room. And Chase Lavelle knocks down the second bucket of the night for the Loggers. He's made all 5 points so far. A 16-5, St. Mary's with the lead. Year Out to Harold. Harold in the corner, left side, back to Year Out. Year Out with a deep three. It's off the mark. Rebound to Potlatch. And they'll take it the other way. Lavelle controls it between the circles. He's got Barta guarding him. Swings it to the left wing. Back over to the top of the key to Chittick. Chittick, little pump fake, drives underneath, tries to flip the ball inside. It'll be a turnover. A steal by Barta. Turnover by the Loggers. Three ball on the way by Sloper. That shot won't fall in. It's going to hit the support up above, so it'll be a rebound to the Loggers. And Sloper will now come out. Gustav checks back in. 5:07 to go, first half. 16-5, St. Mary's leads. Again, pressure in the backcourt for the Loggers. Brody Mitchell swings it over to the right side. Now to Lavelle. Lavelle on that left wing, on the left sideline. Down towards the corner, still working that side. Isaiah Gustav's going to go up. Gustav gets the steal, but then he comes down out of bounds, and it'll be a turnover essentially back on St. Mary's. 16-5, St. Mary's is leading. Loggers working left side of the floor. Lavelle brings it to the top, swings it to Chittick. Chittick here on the right side, looking to the cutter in the lane. Good ball movement. Shot up, no good. Rebound to the Loggers, and they'll put it back up and good. That's Jay Marshall. And Coach Chase wants a timeout. It's a full timeout for the Lumberjacks. 4:33 to go in the half. 16-7. Loggers mounting a little bit of a comeback here. We'll be back.
If you want the best, you hire the best. Top Grade Roofing and Construction has over 25 years of experience and is licensed and insured. Top Grade Roofing and Construction can and will build just about anything. Need a deck? They can do it. Need siding? Yep. How about a fence? Of course. I mean, Top Grade Roofing and Construction might even build you a chicken coop if you ask. That's Top Grade Roofing and Construction. Call Vince for a free consultation at 208-269-3111. That's 208-269-3111. Top Grade Roofing and Construction.
4:33 to go before halftime. 16-7. The Lumberjacks lead the Loggers here in Potlatch. I want to welcome those in on our TikTok stream, as well as on our YouTube audio stream from the studio, and those, of course, listening the old-fashioned way on their radio. Second game of the season for the Lumberjacks. They lead 17-6 or 16-7. I got the numbers backwards there. Let's make sure subs were made or not during that break. And we do have Brock Barta in for Jack Barta, the only substitution made for St. Mary's. Oh, no, Brock is in there, or Jack is still in as well. Shot up from the corner from JJ. It's no good. I'm trying to figure out, Jackson Harold's out. Rebound goes to the Loggers. Potlatch looking to continue their comeback, 16-7. They've had a couple of unanswered buckets here in this second period. Right wing, trying to get down to the low post. Gustav all over Marshall. Now to the corner, still working that right side of the floor. It's Lavelle. Lavelle into the free throw, into the paint, actually. About an 8-9 foot jumper, and he knocks it down. 16-9. Deep three by Year Out. That shot is off the mark. Rebound goes to the Loggers. And I don't know if Coach wants JJ taking those deep threes right that early. We'll see. Going to get a substitution for St. Mary's in their middle. Lavelle's going to answer back with his own deep three. That shot is no good. Lumberjack's going to fight for the rebound. Going to give it to Barta. Gustav misses the initial shot, but the putback is up and good by Ribrick. 18-9, St. Mary's with the lead. And there's going to be a foul on Jack Barta, trying to slap that ball out from behind. Going to get called for a little bit of elbow there. JJ's going to come out. Sloper checks in for St. Mary's. Forgot to mention in the pregame, Coach Chase 2 games away from 200 wins in his 11-year career so far at the helm of the Lumberjack basketball team. Loggers have it. Swept in underneath. Looking for the reverse lay-in. The shot is no good. Rebound goes to, I thought it was Rib. I'll give it to Rib. Going to get a 3 on the way from Brock Barta. It won't go. The putback attempt by Rib was no good. Rebound went to the Loggers. Brock Barta trying to sell that foul call on the 3-point shot. Couldn't get the call. Loggers have the ball up top. McGallion over to the left wing. That is in the hands of Marshall. Now to Lavelle, free throw line. He's going to step up. Shot no good. Ball tipped out. We get a whistle. They're going to get St. Mary's with a foul. That is foul number 2 on Jack Barta. So Brock and Jack have 2 fouls apiece. JJ and Jackson check in. Coming out is Brock and Jack. 2:20 to go, first half. 18-9, St. Mary's with the lead. Left wing for the Loggers. JJ, a lot of contact there from JJ. He doesn't want to pick up a foul. Loggers try to get underneath. Ball is loose. They're going to get a kick ball against St. Mary's. That ball ended up on the floor. 26 on the shot clock. Loggers will inbound from baseline. Lavelle will trigger it in for Potlatch. Into the low post. Now to the top of the key. Working it to the elbow, high post area. Into the hands of Redmond, left side. Now back to the right side of the floor. Mitchell controls it for the Loggers. Top of the key. Still moving around the perimeter. Loggers really been patient with this, trying to get their stuff to open up inside. Deep three. No good. Loggers try to chase down the rebound. They can't get it. Into the hands of Year Out. Steal by the Loggers, though. And there's a shot by Potlatch, but it's no good. They're going to be a foul against Potlatch there after a rebound for St. Mary's. The foul goes against Brody Mitchell. I didn't see who made the rebound for the Lumberjacks. I thought it was Sloper. St. Mary's will bring it down with a minute and a half to go in the first half. St. Mary's hasn't added much to their score here in the second quarter. Loggers have played some pretty good defense. Looking at that entry pass into Ribrick goes up strong from underneath. Can't get the bunny to fall. He'll get another shot at it. That one won't go. Ball was going out of bounds. Gustav tries to save it back in. It's going to go out of bounds. Ribb's going to get a breather. Checking in for the first time is Speakman. Lumberjacks again, pressure in the backcourt. Loggers get it across. Lavelle working right side. Little jump step down in no man's land. Shot is up. It's not going to go in. Rebound goes to Year Out. Year Out to Harold. Or no, Sloper to Harold. Back to Sloper. Sloper into the lane. He'll be fouled. I think the foul's on the floor, I think. Foul goes against Brody Mitchell. That'll be his third foul. St. Mary's inbound baseline. Into Year Out. Year Out's right open. Takes a step back for the three. That one's in and out. Speakman with the rebound, though. Speakman back out to Sloper. And then they get it into Speakman. Speakman tries to get it out to Sloper, and Sloper was on the move. It'll be a turnover. So Speakman comes out. Ribrick checks back in. Still 18-9 with under a minute to go in the first half. McGallion working the ball up top to the Loggers. Wings it over to Morris. Down to the right corner. Back to the wing. Down to the left side. That's in the hands of Redmond. Corner. Down to McGallion. Still working the left side. Brings it up to the wing. Back to the corner. Still on that left side. 17 on the clock. 8 on the shot clock. Loggers really using all that time on the clock. Going to get a shot by Lavelle. He's going to rattle it home for the Loggers. Basically been all chase Lavelle. 5 seconds on the clock. 3. Sloper with the 3 at the buzzer. It's off the mark. And that's how the first half will come to an end. St. Mary's had a pretty nice lead coming into the second quarter, but the Loggers have cut it down to 7. It's 18-11 as we go into the break. We'll take a break. We'll come back and look at the halftime stats.
Hughes Age Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goal. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time. Hugh and Margie Gannon of St. Mary's are proud to support the Lumberjacks and this Lumberjack Sports broadcast. The Gannons want to wish the Lumberjacks the best of luck this sports season and want you to know that they are proud of you. The Gannons say, "Go Lumberjacks!"
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat super fresh produce, and dairy. St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the hot deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses. And most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
Sometimes accidents happen. You never thought it would happen to you, but it did. Working a turn for that friendly hand of support. Jack's Pharmacy is your good neighbor pharmacy in St. Mary's, where you'll find personalized care. Whether you need crutches, supports, wheelchairs, or even a hospital bed, Jack's is here for you. We service both Medicare and Medicaid. If you need durable medical equipment, come to Jack's, your good neighbor pharmacy, where you'll receive personalized service and attention.
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Idaho. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders. It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that too with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back, and I'm going to make Tice talk a little bit here just to get his thoughts on the first half before we look at the stats.
All right. Well, I mean, the rebounds is really what's deemed St. Mary's close, I guess, but like their threes are just not going down at all. I think they need to be taking them closer, and they need to be trying to push the paint a little bit more.
Yeah, they definitely have not been able to hit nothing from outside so far. And I think JJ has forced up a couple of deep threes that I don't think Coach Chase really wanted them to take.
Yeah, I mean, some of them were a little bit deeper than I think you would ideally like. But, I mean, some of them have been good shots. I think they're just not falling for them all the way. But I think some of those deep JJ shots have definitely been hurting them.
Well, I did notice something, and I think it's been kind of something known about the Potlatch rims. And I've always known it, but you have, these rims here seem to be, I guess what you call kind of loose. So if your shot's not pretty well perfect, it's going to bounce off that rim harder than it does on a rim that's a little bit, maybe it bounces off a little bit softer if it's a loose rim. It has a little bit more play in it.
Yeah.
If those springs are tighter, then they tend to bounce off harder. But you really got to get used to the rims that you're playing on as well. I noticed it watching warm-ups and stuff for JV and C team. I was like, that rim is making a lot of noise when the ball hits it. And that really affects shots sometimes.
I think it really is affecting their shots because that 8% from three does not really look great from them. But I don't know. I think the rim might be playing up an effect, but I think them trying to play a pace that they're not entirely ready for is also kind of hurting them.
So St. Mary's with the 18 points in the first half. They only had 5 points in the second quarter, though, and Potlatch able to cut their lead with an 8-5 run. That doesn't seem like a lot, but it's only a 7-point game, which is very close as basketball standards are. 2-point percentage, St. Mary's shot 44%. That's, again, where you see that 8% from 3-point range, 44% from 2-point range. Well, what's been working for you? Obviously, it's that 2-point shots. So I think I kind of agree with you on that is they need to, I think, continue working those 2-point shots.
Yeah. I think the one more passes, I feel like they've been trying to force a couple more than one more. It seems like they've been finding some open shots, but trying to find another more open shot. It kind of seems like, but I mean, the Loggers have been playing great defense in the paint and close up, but I think that's what's kind of forcing their 3-point is they're thinking that it's open, but then they're just ending up taking the deeper three than they need to.
I didn't even look to see. So 1 of 13 from 3-point range and 7 of 16 from 2-point range. So a couple of other numbers. Rebounds, really low, actually. 10 rebounds for St. Mary's, 13 for the Loggers. And second chance opportunities. I don't think they've made very many of their second chance opportunities. They've had 6 offensive rebounds to Potlatch's 1, but I think they maybe had 1 putback go in for them in this and so far.
Yeah, and I wonder if the rims are playing a part in the putbacks too, including well, like you were saying, with how soft that the rims are.
Yeah. Turnover-wise, and this is where St. Mary's really probably should have a lot larger lead. Loggers have turned it over 12 times, the Lumberjacks 4, but St. Mary's only got 4 points off those turnovers. Potlatch has only scored 2 points off of St. Mary's turnovers, which that's, 1 out of 2 turnovers that they scored off of. So bench points is even, 2 points off the bench for St. Mary's, 2 points off the bench for Potlatch. So, I don't know, like you said, they got to, I think, work more of those mid-range shots and take advantage of the Potlatch turnovers and the second chance opportunities they've been getting. If they can get those to start falling, I think they pull away in the second half, but it's going to depend on them getting those to start falling.
Yeah.
I didn't keep this open for individual stats. Well, I can look at the Lumberjacks scoring there. Potlatch only has 2 guys on the board. Chase Lavelle with 9 points for the Loggers, 1 3-pointer and 3 2-pointers. And then they've got Jay Marshall off the bench with 2 points, and that's all the scoring production for Potlatch. St. Mary's has, it looks like, 5 guys with points, or no, 6 actually. Isaiah Gustav leads the team with 6 points. Jack Barta with 3. And then Harold, Yearout, Ribrick, and Sloper have 2 apiece in the second half. So I'm going to be curious to see which Lumberjack breaks out in that second half and starts putting some shots in for the team. JJ Yearout, he needs to get a few more in if he's wanting to make that 1,000-point season this year. He's at about, I think he's got 703 points on his career after last week's game with 27 points on that night. But he's going to have to get that number up a little bit tonight or make up for it on another night. But still a lot of game left to go. We'll see what adjustments the Loggers make and what adjustments St. Mary's makes. And we'll be back after a quick break with the second half of action here from Potlatch High School. 18-11, St. Mary's with a 7-point lead here at the half.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
For all of your area high school sports schedules, updates, and recaps, including Lakeside, Kootenai, and of course, St. Mary's High School, pick up your copy of the St. Mary's Gazette Record every Wednesday. Not only will they have game recaps and highlights for area high school sports action, but local news and information. St. Mary's Gazette Record, pick up a copy today.
And we are back, getting ready to start the second half. St. Mary's leads 18-7 over the Loggers. Low-scoring affair here tonight. Not going to get any easier. St. Mary's will face the defending 2A, I think they're the 1A state champions, Kendrick, the Tigers, on Saturday in St. Mary's. Teams will switch sides. St. Mary's will now go right to left on your radio dial. Again, you can catch the action when we're on the road. You can catch it on our YouTube channel, on our radio station, of course, on your radio, on 1240 AM. And now, as long as we have good internet, it'll be on our YouTube or our TikTok as well. I haven't even gotten my subs in for my starters, so I got to get that going. St. Mary's has the ball. They get it into Ribrick. Ribrick's going to be fouled as he goes up to the rim, and he'll go to the free throw line for the Lumberjacks. 33% in the first half for St. Mary's from the free throw line. That is the third foul on number 24. I only have him with 2 fouls. I must have missed one earlier. Free throw up and good by Ribrick. That shows 3 fouls for Braden Brown up on the board, unless I gave one of his fouls to somebody else accidentally. Second free throw from Rib. It's up and good. 20-11. Lumberjacks stretch it back to a 9-point lead. They've led by as much as 13. There's been one tie in the ball game. Lumberjacks have that press in the backcourt. 3 men in the backcourt. Loggers not going to get it crossed in time. And the Lumberjack defense forces the turnover. So the Lumberjacks will take over, see if they can capitalize on the turnover from the Loggers. Jack Barta brings it across, swings it left side or right side to Sloper. Sloper back to Gustav up top, now back to Sloper. Lumberjacks being patient early on second half. Gustav left wing, back to top to Barta. Down to Gustav. Gustav waiting for somebody, gets it up to Year Out. Year Out over to Barta. Barta, little pump fake, drives into the lane, kicks it into Year Out. Year Out shot falls off the rim. Gustav with the rebound. St. Mary's will reset. Sloper kicks it out to, Sloper is going to get tripped up, go to his feet. They're going to call or go to his, falls down to his seat, and he's going to get called for a travel. Had kind of a bewildered look on his face, like he didn't think he traveled. There's, Sloper, solid defense along the sideline, trying to somewhat force McGallion out of bounds. Or no, it wasn't McGallion, that was Morris, and they're going to call a blocking foul on Xavier. I think that's his first. It is. Loggers get it across the timeline. McGallion swings over to Lavelle. Lavelle's been basically all the offense for the Loggers. Loggers, they force him to pick up his dribble top of the key, looks into the post. Underneath, back out to the corner. McGallion, left side. That ball's tipped up in the air, stolen away by Year Out. Year Out steps through the defense, puts the shot up. It's short. The putback won't go for Year Out, but Ribrick will clean it up with a putback. Third, 22-11. St. Mary stretches it to an 11-point lead. And we're going to get, the ball is out of bounds, I guess, off of Jack Barta. I guess he took the ball away and was standing out of bounds when he ended up with possession. Loggers will keep possession. McGallion controls it up top. Sloper, a little bit of pressure on him. Now they swing it to the left wing to Lavelle. Lavelle surveys the offense. Kicks it over to the right side to Brown. Now to the wing to Marshall. That's not Marshall. That was McGallion. Now we're going to get a foul on St. Mary's. And the big man for St. Mary's, Ribrick, well, I thought that was his third. That's only his second, so. So the Loggers limb down. Second team foul for St. Mary's in the third. Braden Brown controls it, picks up his dribble at the free throw line extended. Back to Lavelle, working left side. Barta all over him. Barta gets the strip. Lumberjacks of the way. Gustav with the layup, leaves it short. St. Mary's missing some bunnies here this evening. A little bit of a deflection there by Year Out. Loggers able to keep possession. Now another one. Steal for Year Out. Year Out lays it up and in for the Lumberjacks. 24-11. 13-point lead for Lumberjacks. Matches their largest lead. Lumberjacks getting trapped here near the sideline. Getting out of that is Morris. Morris tries for the shot. Won't go. Gets fouled as he gets through the Lumberjacks defense, and it'll be the third on a Ribrick. That'll send Jamison Morris to the free throw line for the first time tonight for Potlatch. First time for the Loggers to the charity stripe. And that first one's going to be in and out. Subs coming in for the Lumberjacks. Sloper comes out, as does Ribrick. Marcus Speakman in, and Jackson Harold. Second free throw is good. (24-12). St. Mary's doubled up on the Loggers. Jack Barta controls it, works to the left sideline, near midcourt. Now he's up on the wing, swings over to Harold. Harold drives in, finds Gustav. Gustav from the blocks, can't get the shot to go. And a whistle and I don't think it was a foul. I think it was knocked out of bounds by the Loggers. JJ Year Out will inbound from baseline. into Speakman. Speakman goes up strong. He'll be fouled. Shot is missed, but he'll go to the charity stripe. First foul on Morris for Potlatch. First time to the free throw line for Speakman on the season. First one uses the backboard off the glass and in. Jack Barta checks out. Brock Barta into the game. Speakman lines up the second free throw. It's on the way. That one's off the glass and good as well. Nice touch by Speakman. 26-12, St. Mary's leads by 14. Loggers have the ball. Lavelle working between the circles. Swings it to the left side into the hands of Brown. Brown up to the free throw line. Flips it to Chittick. Chittick on the right wing. Out of the corner. That's Lavelle. Lavelle trying to get away from the defenders. Triggers the long three. I think Speakman actually might have got a piece of it. And they're going to call a foul on Jackson Harold. I didn't see what happened unless the shove or the push was a little bit before when he was going up for the ball, but I thought he had a clean rebound. The Loggers will keep possession. Up to the wing, left wing to the right wing. Driving is Chittick, free throw line, dishes out to Lavelle. Lavelle gets an open look at three. That shot's in and out. Rebound goes to Speakman. Speakman feeds it up ahead. Gustav gets the layup. And the Lumberjacks stretch that lead out by two more. 16-point lead, 28-12. Chittick loses the ball coming the other way. Turnover on the Loggers. Bad pass down the line from Barta, though. St. Mary's will turn it right back over. Lavelle in the lane. Shot high up, no good. Offensive rebound. Shot is up and no good. Another shot is up to the Loggers. It's from three-point range. It's no good. And they're going to say, I'm going to give a rebound to Marcus, but then they say he traveled. Sloper's going to check in. Gustav gets a breather. Loggers inbound baseline. Chittick has it, right corner. Now back to the free throw line extended to Mitchell on the right side. Lavelle top of the key, three-pointer on the way. Lavelle's going to knock that one down. Again, Lavelle's been the main shooter for the Loggers tonight. 28-15 the score. St. Mary's leads. Sloper has the ball between the circles. Skips it over to Brock on the left side. Brock to JJ. JJ between the circles. Now over to the right side. Sloper drives. Contact made. They're going to say it's a foul against Sloper. Loggers will take the charge there. Checking in for the Loggers is Hunter Redmond. Coming out is Braden Brown. 28-15 the score. St. Mary's leads. And we get a steal by Harold. Harold trying to feed it into Year Out. Back out to Speakman. Speakman going to go up strong. Shot is off the mark. Rebound goes to the Loggers. St. Mary's with pressure in the backcourt, trying to get them trapped. Loggers are stood up. They're going to get a cross-court pass. Again, St. Mary's has them in the backcourt, and the Loggers are going to end up out of bounds. Good defense again from the Lumberjacks, forcing another turnover. Going to get a timeout taken by the Loggers. It's a 30-second timeout. Potlatch has been held to 4 points in the second half so far. St. Mary's has 10. And while we have a break, we'll take a moment for yourself at Sacred Souls in St. Mary's. Relax, recharge with therapeutic massage, melt away stress with red light therapy, and support your wellness naturally with elderberry syrup by Nature's Way of Life. Find them at 412 Main Avenue in St. Mary's, where healing, balance, and peace come together. Follow Sacred Souls Therapy on Facebook to book your session and discover upcoming wellness events. Sacred Souls, where your healing begins. After the timeout, St. Mary's will have the ball. Don't think there's any substitutions made. Lumberjacks have it into the low post. Going to get it into Speakman. Speakman up and good by Marcus Speakman. Will give Year Out an assist. 30-15, Lumberjacks lead is 15. 2:48 to go in the third. Lavelle brings it down for Potlatch. Working it between the circles. Hits a screen, takes it left side. He's going to take it into the lane himself. Floats the shot, no good. Rebound goes to Year Out. Year Out brings it down. Gets over to Sloper. Sloper drives from the left side. Kicks into Speakman. Speakman leaves the shot a little short. Good look for the Lumberjacks. Couldn't finish it at the rim, though. Lumberjacks on defense. Loggers have it up top. Swing it to the right side. Driving is Lavelle. Gets the defense off of him. Takes the shot. It's no good. Rebound goes to Speakman. Barta to Sloper. Sloper, mid-range jumper. That one's in and out. Speakman pulls down the rebound, though. Three-pointer on the way by Sloper. Rebound goes to the Loggers. Missed something there. I know I did. Chase Lavelle has it for the Loggers. 1:40 to go in the third. 30-15, St. Mary's leads. Driving from the left side, it's Mitchell. He'll be fouled as he goes up to try the shot from the low post. Speakman picks up that foul. And that will send Brody Mitchell to the charity stripe for the first time tonight. Check in for the first time. A couple of Lumberjack subs coming in. I know we got 3 guys coming in for the Lumberjacks. That one's in and out by Mitchell. Sloper comes out. Marcus comes out. Gustav in. Oh. Second free throw is good. Trying to get these substitutions made for the Lumberjacks. Bill Dickinson is in. I think that's all of them. 30-16, St. Mary's a 14-point lead. Year Out. Head fake from the left side. Drives. And I think he was trying to pass that or dish that off to Bill. It's going to be deflected out of bounds by Potlatch. The Lumberjacks will keep possession. 25 on the shot clock. Into the corner. Jack Barta gets an open look at 3. In and out. Won't fall in for him. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul against the Lumberjacks on the rebound. Jackson Harold picks up foul number, let's see. I could look up at the scoreboard. That's foul number 3. They're not quite shooting as many threes in the second half.
Not as many, but still not as accurate.
First free throw is no good by, that was Jay Marshall. Oh, Jackson Harold, I had one of the wrong guys in here. Harold comes back out. Second free throw is good. Potlatch is about 50% from the charity stripe so far. Yeah, exactly 50%. 3 is for 6. Jack Barta controls it, swings over to Dickinson. Dickinson back to Barta, now to the left side or the right side to Brock Barta. Brock back to Jack. Now to Brock. Back to Jack. Jack right wing. He's going to test the waters on the right side. Into the short corner. Instead, this is out to J.J. Year Out. Year Out knocks down the 3 for the Lumberjacks. Give Jack Barta the assist. 33-17, St. Mary's leads it. Under a minute in the third period. Going to get a steal by J.J. J.J. drives it and slams it home. J.J. didn't miss the dunk that time. 35-17 the score. Bringing it the other way is Morris. Hands it off to Lavelle, left corner. Takes it up to the key, top of the key between the circles. Brock Barta comes out on him in defense, putting some pressure on him. Now he reverses. Loggers playing for the final shot of the third. 35-17, St. Mary's leads it. Lavelle works all the way to the right. Tries to feed it inside. Throws it right to the Lumberjacks. Barta with the steal. Shot up at the buzzer by Brock Barta. Won't go. And that's how the third period comes to an end. St. Mary's with a nice lead, 35-17. We'll be back with the final period.
The name says it all. Taco about it. What is it, you may ask? It's the best taco truck in town. Might even be the only taco truck in town. If you like tacos, and who doesn't, then you need to stop by Taco Bout It, located at 128 South Highway 3 in St. Mary's, across the street from Triple X Feeds. Taco Bout It has too many tacos to list, so you will just have to try them all. Call in your order 208-582-8533, or just stop by. Taco Bout It, located across the street from Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's.
And speaking of Taco Bout It, be sure to stay tuned in at the end of the game when we select our Taco Bout It player of the game for the evening. We got 6 Lumberjacks on the scoreboard. Nobody in double digits yet. Gustav has 8. You're out with 9. Ribrick needs 4 more to 10, so he has 6. Got a couple of guys there close to double digits. See if St. Mary's makes any subs here. Looks like we're going to get Landon Ribrick back in. Rib has 3 fouls. Harold has 3 fouls. Loggers will start the final period with possession. 35-17, St. Mary's leads. McGallion stood up on the right side, gets it to the corner on the right side to Morris. Morris has it, swings it left side to McGallion. He's going to drive all the way down to the low post. Looks to find Lavelle in the lane. Lavelle can't get a clean handle on the ball. Gets out. Short corner jumper by Lavelle. And he's got a nice touch on his shots. It's only his second bucket of the second half, though. 35-19, St. Mary's leads. Pass down to the low post, or into the post. The blocks, and there's going to be a foul against the Loggers as Barta gets hit from behind. First foul against Marshall. Wasn't a lot of contact, but enough to get the call. St. Mary's will inbound from baseline into Barta. That was Brock. Now back to Jack. Jack sets up the offense from the left side. There's JJ at the high post. Backs it out to Gustav. Gustav with a 3 in and out. Got the teams fighting for the rebound. And let's see, we get a whistle and a foul. And they're going to get Ribrick with the foul. That is foul number 4 on Landon. So Rib's going to come out. Just got in there for the fourth quarter, and he'll sit down for a bit longer with 4 fouls as Sloper will come in for him. Loggers bringing it down. McGallion controls it. Works that right side, now back to the middle of the floor. Between the circles, Gustav switches with Brock. Right wing to Lavelle. Lavelle to the corner to Morris. Morris triggers the 3, and that's Jamison Morris's first bucket of the contest. 35-22, Lumberjacks with the lead. Sloper to Brock to Jack. Jack left side, back to Gustav near the midcourt circle. Now to Brock on the right wing. Brock fakes a pass in, takes his dribble, kicks it over to Sloper, back around to the left side. Gustav in the corner to Year Out. Year Out, going to try to drive. Stood up by a couple of defenders. Out to Sloper. Sloper triggers the 3. Off the front of the rim, won't fall in. Goes up and over the rebound. Goes up and over the backboard. The rebound will be for the Loggers. 3-point shots just not falling for St. Mary's tonight. I think they've only made 2. And they're probably up to about 17 3-pointers taken. Loggers driving all the way right side. Little drop it off into the paint, and they drop it off to Hunter Redmond, who gets his first bucket, and he gets fouled. Brock Barta picks up the foul. Redmond gets the old-fashioned 3-point try here. That is just that's the 3rd foul on Brock. Free throw up and good. And we're going to get a timeout by Coach Chase. 35-25. It's a 10-point lead for the Lumberjacks. And it looks like it's a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 6:19 to go in the game. 35-25. St. Mary's lead is 10.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks.
If you know which side of a saw cuts wood, and if you can hammer a nail, you can do it yourself. Carpentry, construction, finishing, or framing, around here, you've got it made. You've got 10th Street Lumber. At 10th Street Lumber, we have the answers to your building and repair project questions. Every day, 10th Street Lumber helps homeowners get quality results. For lumber, block, power tools, fixtures, everything you need for a professional job. Don't pick up a nail until you shop 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber on the corner of 10th and Railroad Avenue in St. Mary's.
And we are back. 6:19 to go in the game. St. Mary's has seen their lead trimmed to 10. Lumberjacks with the ball. Barta controls it left side of the floor, gets a screen from Sloper, kicks it over to Year Out. Year Out with the 3. That one is going to be left a little bit short. Rebound to St. Mary's. Jack Barta pulled down the board. Or Brock Barta pulled down the board. Over to Sloper in the corner. Short corner left side. Back out to Barta. Jack Barta has it. Back to Brock Barta. Back to Jack. Now to Gustav, working the right wing. Now they swing it left side. 14 on the shot clock. Back to Jack. Jack up top. Back over to Brock. Brock fakes the 3. Gets it down to Year Out. Year Out. Going to get called for a travel. Shuffled his feet down in the low post. Lumberjacks looking to put on some looks like a man-to-man press now. Then they back out of it. Loggers have it across the timeline. Right wing, stood up as McGallion. Gets the ball out to Morris. Back to McGallion. JJ picks his pocket. And JJ is going to try for the slam. And that one, he gets it off the back of the rim. Ball to the right wing for the Loggers. Lavelle cutting into the lane. Floater up and good by Chase Lavelle. 35-27. I missed didn't put a bucket on there somewhere for Potlatch earlier. 35-27. Lumberjacks with the lead. Sloper lowers his shoulder, gets called for his second charge with an iron. I knew that one was coming. They watched Sloper just lower his shoulder right into the defender. Year Out's going to come out. Jackson Harold checks in. Pass down the floor to Lavelle. That's going to be deflected by Gustav. I kind of wonder if Coach Chase might have. I don't know. I don't know if he'd tell J-Day not to dunk it or not. Sloper comes out. Ribrick checks in. Loggers not finding anybody to get it in. Now they get to the top of the key to McGallion. McGallion working against Barta. Swings it right side to Morris. Morris backs it back out. Shot from the free throw line. It rattles in and out. Rebound to the Loggers. A foul against the Lumberjacks. Gustav gets called for that foul. That is Isaiah's first of the contest. St. Mary's hasn't scored in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, we are almost 4 minutes in. Loggers to the free throw line. Loggers are slowly trying to chip away at this lead. Free throw is good. 35-28. St. Mary's still with the lead. Brock Barta comes out. Year Out checks back in. Second free throw is no good. Rebound to Gustav. Lumberjacks take it the other way. Lumberjacks need to find the bottom of the net here just to keep that lead going for themselves. Loggers in a pretty good defensive position right now. Trying to feed in. Going to be a steal by the Loggers. Harold tries to get it to Year Out. Loggers, left wing, back to the top of the key somewhat. Lavelle has it, guarded by Jack Barta. Going to get a steal by... Harold, but they're going to say he double dribbled. And I kind of seen it. I wondered if that was going to be called, but he got the steal. Ended up had both hands on the ball and then dribbled. So good call. Loggers inbound baseline. Right side of the floor. Now to the top. Bad pass. JJ Yearout just steps in front of it. And this time, JJ slams it home. Second dunk of the night for JJ's. 2 for 4 on dunks. Think that is not a stat in the stat book, thankfully. Loggers have the ball up top. Three-pointer up, no good. Ball going to go out of bounds off of Potlatch, so St. Mary's will keep possession. 37-28, low-scoring game for a boys' game. Pretty defensive battle this evening. Jack Barta slowly brings it down. Midcourt circle now crosses the timeline, works his way to the right side of the floor. Kicks it to Gustav on the left. Gustav was looking for Rib, and Rib, just not a good pass in general, threw it straight to a Logger. Turnover St. Mary's, 37-28 to score. Lavelle elevates from the elbow. Shot is no good. Rebound to Harold. Harold to Gustav for the alley-oop. He can't get the alley-oop to go in. Had the rebound for a second. Gets slapped out of his hands. It'll be a foul on Potlatch. And I believe it was Hunter Redmond picking up his first. And the coach for the Loggers wants a full timeout. 37-28. St. Mary's with the lead with 2 and almost just under 3 to go. Any thoughts in the late part of the game?
Well, they're shooting a little bit less threes, it seems like, but I mean, this is just defense all around, it seems like.
I'll take a look and see. Yeah, 2 for 20 from 3-point range. They've only taken 7 in the second half.
I mean, better, but at what cost?
Still shooting well from 2-point range, though, 41%. They got their free throw percentage up to 71%, thankfully.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
And the Loggers now up to 23 turnovers. And the Lumberjacks do have 12 points now off those turnovers, so they have taken advantage of the Potlatch turnovers. And St. Mary's has 12 turnovers. That's getting up into the range where Coach Chase doesn't want to see probably many more than 12.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, you don't want to see any. But...
Yeah, exactly. I really think for boys basketball, if you can stay under 10 or around 10 or under a game, you're probably going to have a happy coach.
Yeah, I think 10 is that sweet spot.
We got 2:58 to go. St. Mary's ball, 37-28. Jacks with the lead, all except for one tie. St. Mary's has led the whole thing. Potlatch put up a heck of a fight, though. JJ has the ball. St. Mary's slows it down. They back out. 2-3 zone, it looks like, from the Loggers. 16 on the shot clock. Gustav has it midcourt circle. Little weave up top now. Jack to Jackson. Jackson back to Isaiah. Isaiah swings it to the corner. They're looking for trying to get the high post, trying to get that low post to Ribrick. Deflected out of bounds, last touch by the Loggers. Entry pass up to the free throw line to Yearout. Gustav for 3. They're going to say shot clock violation. I think the shot was off in time, but maybe it did hit the rim, didn't it?
I think it did.
37-28. St. Mary's was being patient on that offensive possession, but a little bit too patient, ran out of time. And we're going to get a foul away from, well, actually, it's against the Loggers. Away from the ball. That one goes against Marshall. It'll be his second foul. Third team foul for Potlatch here in the fourth quarter. Bringing it down for the Lumberjacks is Jack Barta. Over to Isaiah, to JJ. Back to Jack. JJ, the first player to break the double digits. He's got 11 points. Over to Harold. Now to JJ, left side. Alley-oop attempt to Rib. Rib can't get it cleanly, but he will be fouled. Was it a foul? Yeah, that was a foul on Marshall. That's his third, team's fourth. Lumberjacks inbound from baseline. Out to Harold. Now to JJ. JJ double teamed, and he'll be fouled. That was Chase Lavelle's first foul. Played a very clean game so far as that's concerned. I think the Loggers wanted that fifth foul. They want to try to conserve some time because the score's still not that far apart. JJ to the free throw line for St. Mary's. First time tonight, I think, for JJ. He struggled in Sandpoint, only shot 43% from the charity stripe. Makes the first one. Lines up the second one. It's a 10-point lead again for St. Mary's, 38-28. Led by as many as 15. Second free throw is off the mark. That ball's going to go out of bounds off of Potlatch, so St. Mary's gets the benefit of the attempted rebound there by the Loggers. St. Mary's will inbound from baseline. Right corner. Short corner to Year Out. Year Out. Tries to split some defenders. Gets through them. Dishes the ball off. Oh, Isaiah gets out for the foul there. Potlatch has taken 3 charges tonight. So the Loggers will bring it back down the floor. McGallion working across the timeline. Goes from left to right, all the way to the corner, hands it off to, almost has it stolen by his own teammate, it looks like. Lavelle, right wing, pulls up to the 3. It's in. Nice shot by Lavelle. He's been the most of the offense for the Loggers tonight. And I think that was a full timeout taken by Potlatch. So with 1:19 to go, it's a 7-point lead in favor of the Lumberjacks. Loggers battling here in this one. We'll be back.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oakes at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oakes a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Fall is coming, and of course, cold weather. Now's the time to stock up on a few things. XXX Feeds has magnetic wood pellets in stock, and it's never too early to be ready for the cold weather. XXX Feeds also has alfalfa in stock as well as straw. And if you have some four-legged woodland friends that look a little hungry, XXX Feeds can keep you loaded up on deer feed and deer blocks. Don't wait until the last minute. Stop by XXX Feeds in St. Mary's today.
And we are back. St. Mary's with possession. They'll bring it down. JJ Year Out gets it over to Gustav. Gustav to Year Out. Back to Gustav. Working left side. Foul called. As the Loggers still trying to keep time on the clock. And 30. So that foul's against Brody Mitchell. Sends Gustav to the free throw line.
Yeah.
First time for Isaiah, I believe, at the charity stripe, and he'll make that first one. Oh, I didn't ever take Jackson. I never put Xavier back in on the floor on my last when he came in. Second free throw from Gustav on the way, and nice touch, and that one's up and good. It's back to a 9-point lead for St. Mary's, but with a minute to go, that's still not a safe lead. Lumberjacks on defense. McGallion picks up his dribble, gets it over to the right side. Now to Lavelle. Lavelle double teamed. Back to Morris. Morris drive. Shot is up. Won't go. Rebound going to be. Jack Barta had the rebound, and then he gets bumped to the ground and gets called for the travel. Loggers going to throw that one away. Turnover on Potlatch has missed the target on that inbound pass. If you're on TikTok, I flip my camera around. You can see the St. Mary's offensive side of the floor, but I don't have a way to move the camera, so you ain't going to see the defensive side of the floor. Xavier Sloper checks back in for the Lumberjacks. 44 seconds. St. Mary's really doesn't need to shoot. They just need to force the Loggers to foul them if they want to take some time on the clock. Jack has the ball, hands it off to Sloper. Lumberjacks working on that sideline on the far side of the floor. Jack Barta has it, flips it to Ribrick. Ribrick's going to put it up and good. Jack Barta gets the assist. 42-31. Not without a lot of work. The Lumberjacks going to get to 1-1 on the season. This was a tough game. Nice move to the bucket by Chase Lavelle, who cashes it in on the layup. Lumberjacks find Gustav all alone underneath. I think Jack Barta gave the assist on that. 44-33, and that's the game. St. Mary's going to go to 1-1 on the season. And that was a hard-fought battle for St. Mary's. But they will have a tougher opponent at home on Saturday with the Kendrick Tigers coming into town. I don't know how long you're staying after the game right now, but what is you got any final thoughts you'd like to talk about here?
I don't know, not really.
All right. Well, we'll take a break then and come back and look at some stats.
It's the kid in grade school who paints her face blue and white before every home game.
It's the accountants and salesmen who give up their Friday evenings to referee.
It's the cashier at the corner convenience store who wears school colors on every game day.
What makes high school sports here in Idaho so special? They do. You do.
We all do.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association.
St. Joe Oil isn't just a fuel delivery company. They provide a much larger service than most people realize. St. Joe Oil can sell you a brand new Toyo oil stove and install it for you, and also keep your oil tank full. Not only that, St. Joe Oil plays a very critical role in our local industries. From logging to farming, St. Joe Oil keeps the fuel tanks full. From heating oil to off-road diesel and everything in between, call St. Joe Oil 208-245-2123. That's 208-245-2123. St. Joe Oil.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you. And they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat, located next to Harvest Foods in St. Mary's. Open 24 hours, we have washers and dryers of all sizes to get your laundry done quickly. If you'd like to get your laundry done in less than 5 minutes, take advantage of our drop-off laundry service where we wash, dry, and fold it for you. While you do your laundry, be sure to take advantage of our touchless automatic car wash, which has that great undercarriage spray to get the grime off. Riverbend Car Wash and Laundromat can be found at riverbendbubbles.com or call 208-582-4844.
Whistle Stop Coffee and More has come a long way from the little shop on Railroad Avenue. How far? Not only did they upgrade their Railroad Avenue location, they added a second location. That second location for Whistle Stop Coffee and More is on 313 St. Joe River Road. Both locations offer tasty drinks of coffee, Red Bull, or Lotus Energy, and food options, from acai bowls to cookies and delicious bagel sandwiches. Whistle Stop Coffee and More is the perfect stop for a quick bite and a drink on your way to work or school. Whistle Stop Coffee and More in St. Mary's. Does your furry friend need a bath? Don't want to deal with the hassle and the mess from bathing your furry friend? Make an appointment with Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop today. Barks and Bubbles, located at 402 North 10th Street in St. Mary's, will have your furry friend looking and feeling like $1 million in no time. And guess what? No mess at home, no scratches, and no getting soaked from head to toe. Let Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop handle the work. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop also offers pet boarding. Call for an appointment today at 208-245-5755. That's 208-245-5755. Barks and Bubbles Groom Shop in St. Mary's. There's a new shop on Main Street in St. Mary's. It's a gift shop. It's a home decor shop. It's a jewelry shop. It's a shop of bare necessities. Bare Necessities Trading Company is located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's and has just about anything you could think of. From rocks and minerals to specialty foods, knives, and handcrafted soaps and lotions, there really is too much to list. So stop by Bare Necessities Trading Company today and pick up a gift. something new for your house, or a cup of coffee. That's Bare Necessities Trading Company, located at 822 Main Avenue in St. Mary's. It's the 12 Deals of Christmas at the Country Fair on Main Street in St. Mary's. And the savings are big, like 40% off all Columbia and 40% off all camo. Whether you're starting or finishing your Christmas shopping, you'll find gifts, gear, and stocking stuffers for everyone on your list. Plus, tons of in-store specials you'll have to see to believe. Come check out the selection and the prices. You won't be disappointed. The Country Fair right on Main Street in St. Mary's. When you gotta go, make sure you're good to go with St. Joe Potty Huts. From construction sites to community events, weddings to weekend gatherings, St. Joe Potty Huts keeps it clean, convenient, and odor-free. Local, dependable, and fast. Your restroom solution is just a call away at 208-245-4887. For clean units, quick delivery, and service you can count on, choose St. Joe Potty Huts, serving St. Mary's and the St. Joe Valley. Call 208-245-4887 and keep your event running smoothly.
And Tim Parrish back here at Potlatch High School. St. Mary's comes away with the win, 44-33 over the Loggers. And
nothing comes easy. Every day, every dollar, every decision. So your finances should work just as hard as you do. With a free Ascend checking account from P1FCU, you can earn real rewards for the work you're already doing. No gimmicks, just better banking. Because around here, dividends are for the doers. Learn more at p1fcu.org/ascend.
They're up here.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizzas to bikinis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's. When you think of Potlatch Deltic, you might think logs or lumber. When I think about Potlatch Deltic, I think of family, community, compassion. You see, Potlatch Deltic is more than some company in St. Mary's. Potlatch Deltic is a community supporter in more ways than one. Whether it's donating to a fundraiser or nonprofit group, or giving a high schooler a summer job that could very well turn into a career, I'm hoping Joey got us there for our community. We, for one, want to thank Potlatch Deltic for what they do and hope that you will also. Potlatch Deltic and proud supporters of, well, St. Mary's.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage.
And we are back, and I forgot I didn't mute myself when we were back in that commercial break. Took a quick one there. We had one of the coaches come up and wanted to take a look at some of the stats real quick. But now we'll get into the numbers here. St. Mary's, they shot very well from two-point field tonight, 44%. Three-point range, St. Mary's has a lot of three-point shooters, but they couldn't knock them down tonight. They were 2 of 20 for just 10% from beyond the arc. 32% field goal percentage, though. Free throw percentage, Coach Chase probably a lot happier with 73% from the charity stripe tonight. 28 rebounds for St. Mary's. They committed 18 fouls, had 13 turnovers. They forced 12 turnovers and scored 14 points off of those turnovers and had 6 points off the bench tonight. Potlatch, they didn't shoot too bad either. They had 38% from the field, 31% from three-point range, 35% from the field, and they shot 56% from the charity stripe. 22 rebounds for them, 13 fouls. They turned the ball over 24 times on the night, 7 points from the bench for the Loggers. Leading scoring with more than almost three-quarters of the team's points, Chase Lavelle with 21 points, 4 points for Jay Marshall off the bench, 3 points for Hunter Redmond off the bench, and 1 point for Brody Mitchell. Looking at the Lumberjacks, they had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One. For some reason, I have a point that's unassigned on my stats. Might be a free throw, maybe. It was a free throw. I don't know how that got there. 8 players scored for the Lumberjacks. The leading scoring was Isaiah Gustav and J.J. Yearout. They both finished with 12 points, unless, of course, that free throw goes to one of them, and then it's 13. But let's see, 4 points for Speakman tonight, 8 points for Ribrick, 3 points for Jack Barda, 2 points for Sloper, 2 points for Harold. And I think that's about it there for that. Rebounding-wise, did anybody get close to a double-double? Ribrick had 7 rebounds. Yearout with 5. Leading the team in assists tonight has Barda with 3, 2 for Yearout. Leading the team with steals, tied for steals. We had Barda with 6, that's Jack, and J.J. Yearout with 6 steals. 3 steals for Harold. So there's some numbers for you that are pretty pertinent into the win here this evening. And player of the game, I was really a toss-up between Yearout and Gustav, and Yearout got it last week against Sandpoint, so we're going to go with Isaiah Gustav tonight for the Talk About It player of the game. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 67% from the charity stripe, and with a steal as well on the evening. That's going to do it for us here from Potlatch High School. Remember, Saturday, the Lumberjacks host the Kendrick Tigers. Varsity game is at 1:30 in St. Mary's. It should be a good game. So if you can come out and watch it, definitely do so. If you can't, we will have it not only on the NFHS network, we will have it on our TikTok stream and on our YouTube stream, and of course on the radio, KOFE 1240 AM. We hope that you have a great evening, and we'll see you back here on Saturday for some more Lumberjack basketball action.
You've been listening to another production of Lumberjack Sports on KOFE 1240 St. Mary's, your Lumberjack Sports Network. We thank you for tuning in and hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We also want to thank our Lumberjack Sports broadcast sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, these broadcasts wouldn't be possible. Until next time, same as always, go Lumberjacks!